And nobody can remember my name anyway because it's horrible to say. I mean, the poor guys on the desk have to use my Zesht and nobody can do it anyway. But I'm here with Alex Hawkins, who has the beautiful UK name. You can easily say, you can easily write. It sounds like, it goes so fluently through my mouth, you know? It says Alex Hawkins. And now try me.
Okay, here we go. We've got Vincent Talmon Gross.
Yeah, that's kind of working. That's that's kind of working.
I just love the Gross bit, you know.
Gross, yeah. It's German-ish, but anyway, before we start off, I've noticed that all those guys have quite cool skins, you know, and I don't have any. You don't have any. And Aka, where do I get the coolest skin in the universe?
Coolest skin in the universe? I reckon if you go to farmskins.com, might be available there. There's team cases. There's all sorts.
I heard that
of
as well. Isn't there an AGO case and an Epsilon case?
I believe so, and plenty of cases. If you don't support either of these teams, if you think they both suck,
then you're a bad human.
There's all sorts of team cases. Yeah.
But first of all, we have to talk about this. Getting back into it, AGO and Mirage are really, really good friends. They've recently beaten North Academy, who had to switch 2 players, and those new joined 2 players haven't really brought up much to the table. AGO won against North Academy 16-4. Epsilon will be a little bit harder nut to crack, but from my point of view, it is still very positive because it seems that still Mirage is a more puggy-ish map. You can make it work. This is where Epsilon might strike with Groovy, though. Finding a good one onto Zach.
Wow, Epsilon still get the A site quickly, but Furlan also nails a headshot. Robin is going to get the trade, so Epsilon still finding a couple of kills back, but they also still have to play from the man disadvantage. And Tao coming in for the flank actually doesn't win that fight. Smooth is going to get his way back to safety. They know where Robin is into CT. They're going to hunt him down one by one. They push in. The trade comes out, but PHR does get the headshot. Beautifully done.
How
there.
nasty.
3K. Yeah, that was nasty.
That was hella nasty. It was hella nasty. And in the end, starting off good, it got a little tight there in the end. This is where the firepower worked so well for the site of Epsilon. Not enough, but the bomb plant secures them now to go for the eco, maybe buy a pistol here and there. And the next one, AK with utility, should be secured. And that just brings us to the point where we see, well, it should be working fine on the one hand. But on the other hand, I just feel that Epsilon with the pistols, we've seen how lethal they can actually be. They're buying up this round. Okay, that's an unusual sight. And it might be in favor of the European mixture.
After getting the plant, they can afford the 2 AKs, so Surreal and Cosme will look to get it done, but the nades come in. So much damage. 2 kills early into the round. Sak is going to recover the AK, but he's so low on health. He gets 1 kill. Sak does find Snapchy. So a little bit of over-aggression there from AGO. I don't think they necessarily needed to take those fights. Nonetheless, it's still only 2 Epsilon players left. With Sak having that AK only on 9 HP, he could be in trouble, especially because, unfortunately for Smooya, he doesn't have the armor. I think he dropped one of those AKs. So that means that now, with a little over a minute left on the clock, Epsilon will stick together. And you can see on the minimap, the CTs are very isolated from each other. So that could certainly work in Epsilon's favor here, but now the rotate might come back towards B. No, still no noise made just yet. Now there is a step. Did Furlan hear it? I don't think he did. He's pushed up into B apps, so Epsilon may just be able to slip through the cracks and get a free plant at B.
Still should be Furlan, exactly as you're mentioning, getting that certain frag. There should be even no way around it. As he goes now, there should be the peep off the bomb heard in a second. Call coming in. He's taking a lot of time. Steps. Furlan. There's not a perfect time to move. Checks if there's anyone coming from the pass. Denied, and so it's going to be the site. Bring out Zach. Standing in the most vulnerable position as the UMP fire might rain onto him in just a second. As it goes to Van, and so slow AGO is. A single man with 9 HP might do it. Zach hitting the first, Furlan falling. And 2 more he needs to get there. As he sees a Groovy, he peeks out, truck is white, and there he gets him. A second bomb plant helps out the economy from Epsilon massively.
Yeah, the only issue is they did, of course, fully force here, but just getting the bomb plant means 1 eco will be enough for them. So not awful for Epsilon. even if they don't get the round win with the AKs, they manage to do some damage. And oh my goodness, Epsilon, they are not going to let up here. They are going to keep the pressure on. Another Force Spy, this time with 3 AKs again in play. But more importantly, this time it's Cosmine and Smooya with 2 of those AKs. So if the star players step up for Epsilon, they could break Ago's economy early on. It is still going to be difficult for them, though. They are up against almost full rifles from Ago, so the Poles are quite prepared for this.
Yeah, and you know, I remember at the beginning of the match you said, actually, I see Epsilon winning. I couldn't 100% agree on it, because in my point of view, from my perspective, Ago has just gone such a great path recently throughout the last few months. They've shown the world how good Polish CS besides Virtus Pro is. Actually, a team that is getting more and more whitewashed. That makes it all so interesting. On the other hand, we right now have Epsilon, well, with good firepower. Cosmine is extremely good. Robin can do it. And we don't need to even mention Smooya when it comes down to pure stats, rating, and kill capability. As now it comes maybe down to that B site, it should be Ago defending it. Epsilon going over short, having once more 3 AKs and the full potential.
Ooh, Furlan in ladder room gets the trade. That's a solid setup for Ago there to get the trades through. The bomb plant will still come in. So again, Epsilon getting some money built up. But they have to play from a 2v4. Smooya gets one, but Surreal caught in the open. And Smooya is also forced to try and trade, but he is caught out. So yet again, Epsilon take the round somewhat close. They get the bomb down, but they're not going to get the round win. And, I mean, we'll get to see what their money is like. Their losing bonus will be a bit better. I mean, they could go for the buy here if they really wanted to. It might be time to go for an eco now, though. They've tried these 4 spies. They've come close. And there we go. They finally decide to take the conservative approach and just go for the pistols. But, ooh, Ago picking up 2 orbs. That could be a little bit awkward if Epsilon can get up close.
ZZs are exactly, as you mentioned, pretty much predetermined to just make any kind of pushy style play. Might go in favor for Epsilon, running over the $4,750 rifle. On the other hand of the map, PHR finding Smooya, getting Cosmine as well. And he's cleaning up the lurking players over at the B sites. While now Zach is going to lead the push, sees Wafril, and this puts him down to just 97. And Ruby's pushing out, finds 1, finds 2, and the Furt not to come in as Robin stays alive with 22, but it shouldn't be any longer as Snatchy finds it.
Well, there we go. Epsilon should get themselves up to a buy. It's Ago here, yeah, who've called for this pause. Could be
technical.
a technical. Yeah, PHR's ping is not the best. His kills are pretty good, though. 6 kills, 0 deaths. He's loving life right now.
And what I'm kind of confused of, and this is a thing I didn't ask, because you might know it better than I do. So we have Epsilon with a player with a Greek flag, but Zach is actually with... Oh, he's actually from... I thought he's Greece, Greek UK player. He's actually from Greece.
I have no clue.
He only played in UK teams besides Existence. So I wrote that down, and I thought he's like, you know, some players like Benji, for example, they have a Bosnian flag, but they're actually living in Sweden.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because I think, like, Robin has played in quite a few UK teams. I know there used to be, I think it was Hype from Lithuania who played in quite a few UK teams. So I'm not sure if it's just because they just want to get involved in the UK scene. I mean, there are quite a few lands in the UK that mainly UK teams go to that have at least some prize money. So it might be worth trying to, you know, sneak onto a UK team for that. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know exactly with Sak. I mean, Sak hasn't really played in a competitive team for quite a while, as far as I was aware. So I was somewhat surprised to see him back into the lineup, but he's been doing all right so far. I think considering he's the in-game leader, I mean, especially remember in this series back on Cobble, he was fragging. So clearly not doing awfully for Epsilon. And I mean, the entire team has been impressing in some of their recent results. So no complaints for them, I'm sure. But they're still going to have to try and overcome Ago here. And again, not a good start on Mirage. And considering some of the results Ago have on this map, it's really going to be a tough ask for Epsilon here.
And the interesting thing, I've also was talking to Robin at the beginning, you might know that he's a little bit, some say toxic, but if you think you have to see things from different perspectives, right? Wendigo released a video where he was making fun of one Wendigo player because he wrote a smiley face when he won the duel, which is, yeah, I mean, it's fun, right? I see it as fun. He wrote a sarcastic comment against him where he said if we wouldn't have played 4 maps before, you would lose right now. Relating to Clash of Nations, and I talked with him about that, and he said, I just don't want to stand there and let that happen to me. It's like it's a mentality thing. You don't need to react to it. Is the one thing. You're still doing it is the other. So, but I think people have to put it always in a different perspective. Robin says a lot of weird stuff in games and also on Twitter, but in the end, see it from both sides. And there, as Robin is actually a talent from Sweden, maybe if he would stop that, he would also have a little bit of a better reputation. Just from my point, I mean, I've told him just be the stronger one, show that the results are better than theirs, but yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just have to sometimes say bullshit, and it's fine.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It seems like he... Yeah, I mean, he's definitely like good buddies with Smooya from what I can gather. So, like, clearly...
Why? Because of their attitude?
No, I mean, maybe. Who knows?
I just thought that was my thought process.
Yeah.
To be very honest.
I could see it, but yeah, you know, I mean, they're finding the results now, so that's the main thing I guess you got to look for. I mean, heading into this series as well, I think I'm somewhat impressed with Epsilon with their veto at least, because in the past, it seems like they've just like banned Nuke pretty much every time because they really didn't want to play it. But I'm glad that they did their research this time. They realized Ago are not a threat on Nuke. They're not going to pick it. So they first banned Train, which I think was quite important because that's one of Ago's better maps as well. But it still left Mirage open for Ago. That's the thing. Ago have 2 really quite strong maps, so clearly an advantage for their map pool. Basically, whatever happened, Ago were going to get to pick one of their strong maps, and Mirage it is, and looking good so far. But it's still early stages here.
Exactly. And do you like the new Nuke, by the way? Are you a fan of it?
I haven't really played it, but I mean,
you saw the changes.
Yeah. I think I would prefer the changes.
Really?
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I never really liked the rafters back in towards heaven. I kind of thought that made things really awkward for the CTs on the A holds. But I guess at the same time, like, Ts didn't really use that all that often anyway, and Ts were kind of still struggling on the map. So, you know, you could go either way with it.
Now, I was checking, and actually, the second least played map in competitive play in the past 3 months was still thrice as much played as Nuke. And it feels like a forced change, if you know what I mean. It's like pretty much a whitewashed celebrity going in some casting shows and something, and just to gain attention again, he changes something or she changes something, and you're still present for a bit, and everyone talks about you, but in the end you're just fading away again. That's because Nuke is also now more city side due to that. I mean, the T's having less and less options, from my point of view.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's not necessarily a massive issue. I think it's just the way the map plays is quite a lot different from any other map, I feel like. Like, Terrorists, whenever I see them have success, it's almost always with those 3 smokes towards outside, then they get down secret. It just feels like that's the only way the Ts can really sort of consistently pick up rounds. But again, as you were saying, with it being played so little, it's kind of hard to know exactly if the meta is sort of even fully evolved on it. I don't know how much work people have put in. Yeah, Dust would be nice.
I mean, as Flipside isn't good anyway, this is a map they've never played and always played bad at. If it would make a difference, I don't know. I still don't know what's going to happen with Flipside, by the way, as they've lost Seized. I'm confused with that as well.
Who knows?
Who knows? And, well, who of us knows how it will go, because at that point in time, 4-0 lead for Ago is looking perfect at that point in time, as the lags have been resolved, technical difficulties are in the past, and there comes now the play with a double op setup, 2 AKs and an M4 A1S. It should put Ago in a better and better position. And, you know, we can't apply usual economy rules right here, because as Epsilon was pretty much buying every round, the next one is not going to be their max losing bonus regarding the additions they get. But in the end, Furlan down to 1 single point of health. He's on the brink of dying.
Yeah, they only gave Furlan the AWP so that he could AWP into B apartments as that secondary AWPer. That's something you see a lot of players do on Mirage. Seems like even players that don't necessarily AWP, if they play the B site, they're comfortable with this angle. But Furlan gonna get taken down incredibly low. He has to reposition back onto the site. Got a decent off angle though, could get the trade with Tau depending on the timing. However, it doesn't look like Epsilon are too interested in going for any B presence just yet. They're going to boost Surreal up in towards window. I think he made a couple of steps there. I think he failed the jump, so now he's going back down. And Epsilon, with 35 seconds left, they need to make a decision here, and it looks like they're going to try and go B, and T-Sack does get that first kill out mid. I think PHR might find a trade in the back, though. The timing is right. A 3v4 now for Epsilon towards B, and Tao holding up close, gets the spray down. Looking for the second. There it is. Smooya stuck in towards short. He's got such a tricky position. He has taken down Furlan. With 12 seconds left, there's just no way of winning the round. The molly comes in. Ooh, Smooya gets the Glock out for the frag. He has the bomb, but PHR is already on the site.
That was actually well done. I like that he still tried to do it, but in the end, it was not enough, and that means AGO picking up their 5th. And that 5th, well, it not only shows how strong and dominant the team is, and there looks Smooya asking, how many HP do you have? Furlan says 1, and Smooya is totally disgruntled. Like, I don't want to be sitting in a situation where you hit the op shot quite accurate and your opponent is still alive with a single point of health. That's just painful. That's the definition of unlucko, but Sack pretty much caught up in that definition as well. Snatchy finds him. While the aggression is focused onto the side of B, the bomb is probably getting down. Smooya will land in the flames for a second, peeks out wide. Furlan whiffs a shot. The spray from Robin is not 100% accurate. And they're getting that plant, and they're finding players left, right, and center, and AGO is now down to only essential 2, but back to a 2 versus 2. That bomb is now down.
Yeah, Tao was in a good position, though, to get that 1 kill back, as you were saying, and PHR might line them up. Double spray down. And Epsilon were just kind of forced back there. They never really got into strong post-plant positions. So even though they had the bomb planted, they didn't really have enough control. And that means that AGO keep their flawless CT side going, at least in terms of rounds. A 6-0 lead. I mean, it could go a little better for them if they maybe won some of these rounds more convincingly to have a bit more money. But they are certainly doing fine on the economy side of things. Same goes for Epsilon, though. They will get another buy together. Smooya has that AWP. He has a really good spawn for mid as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if Smooya tries to get an opening pick here.
As now Snatchy stands in the middle. Got that lucky shot the one before. Is now mollowed out. Can't do much and is forced to move back, which leaves Furlan on his own together with his teammate Tao. Takes some control at least towards middle, with Tao holding the super tight angle. Going to the Epsilon, taking the control. And I think Mirage is the map where mid control is the second most important. Number 1 is logically cash. As they're taking it bit by bit, Furlan could meet any of those Epsilon players in a second. He has a very, very open spot. Sees one, perfectly timed, jumps back in and is able to survive like Cosmin. Doesn't see a thing, stays back, could get Tao, and he does so. As 60 seconds are left, Epsilon, the firepower of Cosmin, are taking control bit by bit and might be on the right track.
Back to the 4v4 early on. Also, quickly going to point out, PHR is 11 for 0 right now, yet to be finished off on this map. Will he finally be taken down this round? That is the question. Furlan thrashes through his own smoke, gets 1 kill, but Robin is there for the trade. And now Epsilon will look to group up around the B bomb site. Snatchy, though, with the AWP, he's going to get caught off guard. Cosmin manages to find that frag up close. PHR is blinded up, so he's going to have to let the bomb go down. Instead of that, he's going to try and push through the smoke. Decides against it now. In the meantime, it's Cosmin who's sitting up close behind that smoke. This could get awkward for AGO if they push out through the window. Cosmin is going to go for the flank. The timing is perfect. And PHR does finally fall as Epsilon get their first round.
What a sad story. And especially what's the saddest about this, he was up 11-0 and his economy was pretty much average. As he had to drop his teammates the entire time. It still doesn't change too much of it, as it is successful. As at 6-1. Looks good. The pistols are now on the side of the poles, and that just means ZZ's time's free and a deagle from PHR, who now might find those crucial entries. As he just sprays through, because the smoke blocks his vision.
Yeah, it's always a little bit frustrating after winning 6 rounds in a row, and then you lose one and you're straight back down to pistols. But AGO could still do some damage here. Epsilon going for the mid presence. Again, it looks likely to be a B split. Furlan is the only player on the B site. Robbie has pushed out through A. He's gathered the information, but not really quickly enough because the B push is already coming in. Furlan is going to have to try and anchor the site, but he just gets overwhelmed, and Zach finds another sneaky entry. 2 wallbang headshots for him. Cosmin also chiming in there. The spray comes through, and Epsilon mop up the round against the pistols.
As he mops it up, Ruby might try to find at least one, and the AK saved. But he gets denied by Surreal. Finds the last frag in the end, 6-2. As Epsilon has a third of the amount of 1 rounds of AGO. There we have a call. Lag onto Zach. And I think then he actually plays from Greece. My copy. I know Cosmin plays from Romania. And Zach, well, then probably has a little bit of internet issue right now. Going up to 95. The ping even higher and higher. It's rising. And as we see, that might be now a time where AGO could once more talk about the game, could say, okay, we need to do this and this and that. As you don't want to fall short. I mean, we had it already in the map before, where it looked for a second like they're crumbling so badly that it could be the overtime. They got themselves together and in the end secured cobblestone in their favor, but the question is how much will they now be able to continue like this? 6-0 it was, 6-2 is right now. They should be able to do it a little bit more.
Yeah, this will be a buy for them, as you would expect. I think it's only going to be the 1 AWP for Snatchy. The double AWP's certainly something that come through quite often on Mirage. As you saw previously, Furlan was even picking up the AWP for B apartments, but that won't be an option this time around, so Snatchy will have to try and get it done, assuming he buys the AWP, which is very, very likely. And here we go, the unpause is called. Surprisingly, Smooya doesn't have an AWP for Epsilon, despite winning 2 rounds in a row. So that mid presence is going to have to rely on the nades for Epsilon, but that's certainly something that they've been using so far. The smokes out towards mid, as you would expect. Having said that, the mid presence might not be necessary. Epsilon having a fair few players go towards A early on. We haven't really seen them go for a full-on A push just yet. Let's see if it works out for them, because it looks likely they will go for the push towards the A site, and it's only Grubby here for AGO.
And as now Tao be able to make out where the opponents are coming from, as he hasn't heard any steps from apartment. Snatchy with a nice entry onto Smooya, puts the side of Epsilon down to 4, where Groovy now should also be finding a frag on the Surreal, even finding Cosmin. And that was a quick one, as the only barbecue existed from the Romanian. How quickly was that? I think 30 or 40 seconds we were into this, and suddenly everything turns out to be extremely favorable for the side of AGO. The economy from Epsilon, if they're losing this, is once more down in the bin. And it would be AGO just securing the half, and a single round away from that.
Yeah, this does become a hugely important round now, though, at least in terms of the economy. Neither side really has any considerable cash built up. AGO have a couple of players with around $2,000, so they might not be in awful shape. But either way, the loser is likely going to be down to a weakened buy. You can see, I think both teams know how important this round is. Epsilon holding back early on. His entry, though, towards top mid might force some players out, but Surreal catches PHR off guard in towards Connector and sidelines him early on. So mid-presence goes the way of Epsilon. And now AGO's response is going to have to be, I think, just to rotate and maybe stack a few players towards the sites. And you can see that's what they're going for. A little bit more of a lean over towards A. And they're leaving the B site completely exposed. This is a gamble from AGO, but it could pay off depending on if Furlan gets the information early and tries to force them back. I don't think it's going to work out, though. It looks like Epsilon are focused towards B.
Yeah, they do. There the steps have been heard. Furlan could still move around. As he hears it, this is the perfect timing. Oh, Furlan could now become such a lethal player. If he goes silently down that ladder, he goes aggressive. Oh no, and that was the wrong timing. If he wouldn't have made a step, Smooya probably would have no idea that this is going to happen. But in the end, that could have been the reason why they have lost the round, or at least one of the things that got together. Cosmin finds the upper Snatchy, and Groovy runs away as he wants to keep his AK in his hands. The economy of AGO is far away from brilliant. The next one they probably are able to afford something along the lines of a pistol, maybe armored pistol. And I'm not quite sure how this will go in the end. Because AGO started strong, now it's a little bit of a repetition. Didn't we have the same onto Cobblestone? where AGO was skyrocketing and then Epsilon was came back, denied the double digits.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the case. I think as well, yeah, back on Cobblestone, I remember it because Epsilon couldn't get that AWP early on. They also kind of had a similar position to what they've had on Mirage. But this time, again, on Mirage, they're finally getting a couple of rounds together. AGO only really going to have the AK to work with. Although, no, they're going to go for the Force Buy. I assume they would just go for one eco here, but PHR has brought up. That's, I think, prompted them to go for a last-second pause. They want to make sure they know exactly what they are doing.
I have to interrupt you right here. It's ping.
Okay, well, I mean, they can still discuss it. There you go.
I didn't mean to.
It's fair enough. I mean, even though PHR is invested, right, the rest of the team, if they save here, can still get rifles, and he can still get something like a CZ. So the save is certainly still up on the. Well, I guess it's just still an option for them.
It is a legitimate option, and well, you know, maybe the ping of Snatchy is so bad because just maybe he's opening up some cases. But Alex, where's the best place to do so?
Say at farmskins.com. I mean, maybe he's opening some of his own team's cases because that is an option on Farmskins.
Is that rigging?
Is
you
that
open
what?
your own if your own.
I mean, I don't think it changes his chances, to be honest.
Shouldn't be, but you're supporting yourself partially. Yeah,
and there are AGO cases, there are Epsilon cases, there are all sorts of cases. So if you want to check out Farmskins, if you are into that sort of thing, if you want to try your luck, you can go ahead and go over to farmskins.com. But other than that, it looks like he's done opening cases, Zesht. We have got the ping issues sorted.
We should do online marketing.
Oh, yeah.
Or something.
we can do it.
It feels so native. Probably no one even noticed we were just doing an advertisement right now. Nobody even...
Smooth.
I just know the place to go. You want to come with me, Alex? Sure. Let's go to Farmskins. And as we go, we're going into round number 11, where AGO, as you have mentioned, does exactly how Hawka has predicted it. PHR invested the AK onto Groovy. Now it depends, I think, I just would have thought that maybe one of the armored and partially equipped players would stay on each of the sites, but they're doing it more likely onto A, leaning over. PHR got their information about middle as shots were flying around his head. Epsilon once more takes the mid control and might be able to even deny the half for AGO in case they're running through this with every upcoming round.
Cosme gonna go in towards short. Surprised to see him go so aggressive, and he does get caught in the back. That's an AK that could be recovered by AGO, and you can see indeed it will be. Furlan gets that into his hands, so a strong start for the Poles. Now they're going to try and boost Furlan up, and the timing might be right here. Smooya's trying to go into connector, but he could get caught. Indeed he is. Furlan, with that AK that Cosme gifted to him, gets the damage done, but Surreal just about finds that kill, flicking it back around. And that was a frag that Epsilon really needed just to somewhat solidify their position. But Robin also might get caught. He made some steps. I don't know if Snatchy's going to go for the peak, though.
As there's 30 seconds more left in the clock, Robin, Surreal, and Sack finally got to do something about it. They're switching over to the A side. We're an 8K from Groovy's waiting, but Snatchy peeks out, and he at least holds him off a little. That makes though the problem that Robin is moving on his own, and he finds the frag. That should have never been happening. Toe, he's giving that away. And there's a Surreal finding another. 10 HP he has left. He's already on the free K. For its second. 4 more seconds. He can spray through. Furlan do the peak. And he does not. So it's going to be just a duel where he might lose it. A single body shot. And the British players out of this round. The question is, where will they meet and how will they meet? Furlan over the left. He finds him. That was one hell of a duel. It took so much time. It was so tight. But AGO got the half secured now.
Wow, okay then. AGO managed to come out on top. I just thought that Snatchy would have been able to get 2 kills there. However, the one was just about enough. And I think, again, as I was kind of saying earlier, I think Cosme's losing that AK early clearly was a huge issue there. I was so surprised to see him go for that push. The flashbang looked really, really awkward. And now heading into round 12, that means, again, both teams have full buys with also not having much money in the bank. So quite a similar position to what we saw previously. And Smooya with that AWP is currently out towards mid. There is a smoke up though, so I don't think either AWPer can necessarily see each other. It's actually, though, Peak coming out, and Snatchy misses that opening shot. He goes for the flashbang, potentially going for the repeat, but it's Cosmine opening up from Palace. He heard the player walking back. That allows him to get that opening frag. And that means that Epsilon don't have to force anything now. They already have that man advantage.
Yeah, and as you're saying it, the aggression though comes in from Furlan. As he wants to secure that B apartments, he won't find anyone there, so that should give exactly what they need to know about it. Snatchy with a very unusual position. Takes a look above himself, tries to find anyone. Tao is there for information as he peeks around if Furlan is then there to execute. Surreal goes over underpass. No one is going to be moving towards that B apartments. No meeting there. Snatchy though finds the entry onto Robin. And with a smoke, he wants to secure his movement over to the other side. While PHR finds the Surreal. 40 more seconds, and it is Epsilon falling apart right now.
Yeah, the A site completely exposed though for Ago. So 3v4 certainly still winnable. The smoke needs to come into CT, and Cosmine still hasn't deployed that one yet. So that means the AWP currently has a free angle, but Snatchy misses that first shot. Now the bomb plant is coming in as we speak. Sak will get down, but Snatchy, as you were saying, gets that first kill. Sak and Smooya have it all to do, and they know where Sak is towards the back of the site, and the bomb isn't planted for Smooya, so that makes it easy for Ago on that A retake. Despite giving up the site, they still managed to get the round quite convincingly.
There it goes. That's lovely done. AGO securing one after another. Those pauses never stop.
Boy.
I'm not going to do it this time. I'm not doing it this time, okay? I'm just saying it. We're not no marketing class.
I think Twitch chat would almost kill you if you went for it again.
I'm okay with it. I mean, I gotta hear a lot of stuff.
You get used to it.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta hear, is this pansy? Is this a girl?
That's a good one.
Then I have one guy following around. I told you the story earlier on, following me around every channel I go to and calling me bad things. It's hilarious. I love it. I mean, there are also nice people and great people and supportive people, but I love it.
I don't know what's happening in the chat right now.
I just see they're counting.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, this is a great thing about Twitch chat. It's the most basic and dumb thing actually to do, but it's still a community going on and they're loving it. And I love it too. At one point it will get annoying though, but I have the bad feeling that till like we're going to sit here like till 10 p.m. if it goes all 3 maps on every game, that we're going to count to like 1,695,335, you know, and I mean that's a good meme. I love it.
Yeah.
Can you tweet? Yeah, go ahead.
If you say the same number as someone else in the chat, do you think we should ban them? Is that the game?
I think if I would say now number 127, it could go confusing in their brain, but they're writing it down, so it's not a problem. You know when people count something, you say random numbers, and you're totally messed up?
Yeah.
That doesn't work here.
True. You're just typing it in.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we're back into the game. Again,
finally, no more counting.
Double AWPs for Ago. It's Grubby picking up the second AWP this time around. He's going to go towards A with it. That's somewhat surprising. I'd have thought they want the AWP out to B apartments to hold that long-range angle, but that's not going to be the case, and that means the CZs for Epsilon will try to overwhelm the B site. The one flash, I think, is going over the top, and here we go. The push will come in. Incendiary's a little late from Tao, so they might be able to push forward, but Furlan just straight up destroys them, but Robin also gets 2 headshots. Back to a 2-on-3, and it is 2 AWPs on the retake alongside PHR's rifle. Could get awkward for Ago now, sorry.
As we're seeing it, 2 players, all 3 actually have a kit. 2 AWPs are a little bit of the problem right here. As we are seeing, back on the site, an AK as well as ZZ, the total opposite of it. PHR finds Mia though. Might be just getting his hat ripped, down to 85. Robin not finding another. Bomb defused. And those double digits are on the board. A better half. They're here for the site of AGO than we had before. And Furlan, look, he's reacting nice. I love it. I love it. Furlan saying, nice shot, Robin. Robin says, thank you. I think he's deep down in his heart, he's a kind guy. And that, you know, Epsilon also with a kind economy, at least partially. With Epsilon now having the AKs on every single one, it's pretty much do or die, now or never, because otherwise AGO might be running away with a 12-3 half. And then a 1 pistol might just do it.
Oh, push comes in so quickly. Furlan with a free frag, but Cosmine manages the trade. There's still an Orphan Connector, but Cosmine spots the gun barrel, and that makes the frag incredibly easy. Epsilon just overwhelmed the A site and mid. Quite surprising to see them go so quickly, but it works out for Epsilon this time around. And there we go, they're finally going to put another round on the board, unless PHR has something to say about it. And maybe he does. He brings it back to a 2-on-3. They do have a lot of utility left as well, so maybe a chance. But they're going to have to go quickly.
And as we're seeing it, I'm sticking away. There's Smooya being found. Tau, they don't have a great economy to CT, so it's not really just worth it to risk it. PHR runs away with the AWP. Tau should do the same back over to spawn. And that should be the case. Does the explosion radius still get him? Because he's only down to 44? No, okay, I mean, totally wrong of the idea. But anyway, 10-4, Epsilon might just get to the 5th. And it still is one hell of an advantage for the site of the Poles. Who are doing a really good job, by the way.
Yeah, clearly the Poles want the spot at Katowice. They want that home crowd to be cheering their names. We've seen in the past Katowice events, Virtus.pro getting a lot of love.
Oh, yes.
Will Ego get the same? Well, maybe, because Snatchy has already got the first kill out towards mid, and Grubby's AWP might just get a kill as well. Both AWPs get openings for the CT side, and now Epsilon have a mountain to climb in this round. A 3v5 to be specific, and PHR is also just going to take another one-on-one fight that goes the way of the CT side. They're just completely fragging out and making it look easy. Only Zach left alive. He's been dinked. He is going to die any second now. Oh, Snatchy. There we
It takes
go.
a lot of time for that. And in the end, 11-4. I think it couldn't really get better for AGO. I mean, that is one hell of a start, and exactly what you need to now just go skyrocketing, say bye-bye, full Tesla in half of number 2, where they should just be able to pick up the pistol, and from then on, put it in the bag, close that case, and go 2-0 into the final. And that would just be probably Mousesports versus Avantgarde. And deep down, you know, Mousesports being once a German organization, or is still a German organization with not German players, but deep down in my heart, I still cheer for Avantgarde in the next one. I don't know how you feel. I
don't know. I like Mouse Sports as well. I mean,
Yeah,
Chris J's been with Mouse Sports for so long.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, I like Chris J. I think he's definitely like improved his form recently as well, which has been really nice. And like I think he still provides a lot for the team.
He does. He does. He's also a very, very funny kind of human being. But well, Dutch people are usually fun human beings. But getting back to the game, 145. We're in the beginning of the round in number 16, where it could be just AGO picking up the 12 economic advantage and everything you need to look for. Take easily a victory out of the snatching. He just does jump man onto Cosmine, and he finds him while pressing that space bar. Whatever he has jumping to bind to, PHR finds T-Sack. Smooya with 1, not getting the double, Surreal the last one alive. And it should be pretty much done at that point. We've seen Epsilon perform a great comeback on Cobblestone, but the position was more and more different than we're having it right now, because AGO has thrice the amount of rounds Epsilon has.
Some nice maths.
Thank you. I was really bad. You know, in German high school system, you can maximum reach 15 out of 15, and I had 3 out of 15 points in maths. While Smooya, his calculations are 100% perfect for Furlan.
Yeah. Well, he knows the scout's a one-shot headshot. He knows the maths on that. And
Yeah,
there we go.
it's not really hard. I mean, that's not difficult. Well done, though, here from Smooya, getting the entry and making it possible, opening up a window of opportunity for the European mixture of the well-established esports organization Epsilon. As now, Groovy should have been... actually, it's just the extra. T-Sack still not seeing a thing. Utility be thrown around the map. And 3 players of Epsilon are focused on that A site.
Yeah, and it looks like Ago are going to split towards B. Cosmine is holding up close. That could at least get him 1 kill, although he's not going to have any cover. So if he has to reload, he'll be in trouble. And even though he gets the dink, Snatchy will reply with a headshot. And the AK will get the kill instead. So Zach has to hold it off. Having said that, he has now got a player to help him from kitchen. It's Smooya trying to hold apartments, but the push has already come in. Having said that,
bad.
Zach, oh, he does get the second kill. Eventually, the trade comes back around. It's a 2v2 now, and Smooya's going to try and get aggressive with the scout. He's already pushing out towards the site. He hasn't been spotted. Smooya doesn't get the kill there. I'd have thought he would have been able to, but no, it doesn't happen.
He didn't press.
Oh.
Why didn't he press left mouse button?
I don't know. Did his mouse disconnect?
Is this a UK tactic? Sorry.
Unbind mouse one.
Unbind mouse one. That's perfect. But in the end, that 13-4 for AGO puts them in a perfect position, as now Epsilon has only to play with those USPS. They should be just able to secure this entire series 2-0 to get into the final, as that A side is already secured. On the other hand, T-Sac finding one, at least on the PHR. There's the USPS strength. As a long-range duel with this tiny pistol works always fine.
Now, Robin's going to die. Snatchy going to get that extra cash for the MAC-10. 14-4 for AGO, and yeah, this has been somewhat disappointing for Epsilon, I think it's fair to say. I mean, to be honest, I always thought that they were going to need to win Cobblestone. I was going to say it's probably going to have to be a 2-1 for Epsilon. I don't really see them winning Mirage, and as soon as they lost Cobble, I think they were always going to be in trouble, but maybe they still have a chance here. Smooya has the AWP in play, no Kevlar on towards him, and just in general, almost no utility for Epsilon because of the buy that they've had to scrape together. Also no defuse kit, so really they're just going to have to rely on winning some opening fights, and AGO are just going to stick together as a pack. This is what we often see from AGO on their T side. They like to just group up for the pushes. They're really consistent at getting those trade frags, and we'll get to see if I am proven right, because it looks likely they're going to go for this full-on B play.
Pressure in Epsilon is extremely high as well. There's 10 rounds difference right now between both of the teams, and if they want to come back in the series, they need to start right now with it. There's no time, there's no option that next round, in case they're losing, they will have the same great armory up and running. It pretty much comes down right now to Cosmin as well as Zach, in case that AGO will stick to the B site, but the destination seems to be set for a while right now. As there they come, Zach. He has to now find the players that are coming on the site, but the blindfold is pretty much turned on. Cosmin finding Town, not much more to get. In Kitchen, the players are already coming in. As Robin's movement is being blocked due to the flame, moves over to the right, and it's only a Surreal who comes over short and needs to perform some magic.
Well, he does get the first, but the AWP should lock down this angle. Snapchy does close things out with a triple, and they only need one more round to get through to the final. And as I've been saying, if AGO make it to Katowice, that will have been a story in and of itself, because they shouldn't even really be in the playoffs. They're only here because Team Spirit pulled out after winning their group, after beating them in that group stage matchup. But AGO, luckily enough, were allowed to advance because Spirit pulled out of the qualifier. And now they have every chance to go through to Katowice. They only need one more series, assuming they close this out, which isn't guaranteed yet. Robin will get that first kill out towards Palace. You see a couple of players trying to hold a ramp, and Cosmin gets flashed for the peak. He's going to win another fight. Epsilon, they're finally getting some frags on the board, but it might be too little too late, considering they're going to need one hell of a comeback to even have a chance here.
Counter-Strike is known for magic moments where we've seen so much happening, but right now this is one hell of a Disney fairy tale the side of Epsilon will need, as 2 scouts, an MP9, as well as a 1 AK might just do the difference. But in the end, 1 player tagged, PHR down to 30. Ruby's very interested in peeking back, but Smooya just moves over, goes into middle. Surreal finds PHR, and now as they're flanking them, it now needs to be Snatchy finding one. Smooya whiffing it, not getting his hack ripped yet, but with 9 HP, Snatchy's getting caught. And Ruby falls 15-5, and I have a little bit of a deja vu about what we had there on Cobblestone, if you remember.
Why was that?
AGO was 15-9 on top, and Epsilon was coming close, 15-13.
I mean,
it's a different story, but you know.
Yeah. And they didn't even get the full comeback on Cobblestone, so they're going to have a long way to go. very long way to go, you could say. As we head into this round, Ago still have the bye as well, so the pressure won't subside just yet. And Ago again just going to group up for the B push. Tao gets that first entry. Cosme is the only player here. Now Smooya's rotated in towards Kitchen. However, they're already claiming the site. Tao gets a second entry, and that might just settle things here. Smooya tries to get something done, but he will fall. A 3v2 now for Ago. It looks good for them. Robin and Surreal having to try this retake, and they're going to make their way forwards, but Grubby with the CZ gets the headshot, and Robin now has to clutch it out. He will not do so. It's Ago to take the series 2-0. They will be the first finalists in this qualifier.